A recent discovery in Giza is shaking the foundations of the scientific world. It all began when two scientists, one Italian, one Scottish, announced they had found massive structures buried deep beneath the famous pyramids. These aren't just small tunnels or chambers. We're talking about something almost 650 meters underground, covering a vast area of 2,000 square meters. A hidden network far larger than anything visible above the surface. And with that, a flood of questions began to surface. Did the ancient Egyptians really build an underground city? If so, how could they have done it with the tools and techniques officially known to have existed at the time? These questions aren't just being debated in academic circles. They're sweeping across the internet. While some remain deeply skeptical, others believe this discovery could lead to a mind-blowing truth, one that may very well rewrite human history. Ancient Egypt has always been a land of mystery. Even today, we can't say for certain how the ancient builders managed to move massive stone blocks, some weighing dozens of tons, across hundreds of kilometers, then stack them with jaw-dropping precision. Take the Great Pyramid of Khufu, for instance. It consists of roughly 2.65 million blocks, each weighing about 2.5 tons on average. That's just the average. Some blocks used in the king's chamber are made of pink granite and weigh between 40 to 70 tons, lifted to astonishing heights and fitted with surgical precision. And it doesn't stop there. When completed, the pyramid stood 146 meters tall, making it the tallest man-made structure in the world for millennia. Even more incredible, it was perfectly aligned with the four cardinal directions. The difference between the lengths of its sides? Less than a single millimeter. That kind of architectural accuracy still baffles modern engineers. So how did the Egyptians pull off this feat of engineering? Conservative scholars typically point to ropes, ramps, and pure human muscle. But more progressive minds suspect the ancients had access to technologies we can't even imagine today. And once that door is opened, another theory quickly follows. That the pyramids weren't just oversized tombs. They may have been ancient power plants. It's within this world of wild speculation that the new findings from Italian researcher Corrado Malanga of the University of Pisa and Filippo Bondi of the University of Strathclyde, Scotland, have reignited the debate. Using synthetic aperture radar, SAR, a satellite-based remote sensing technology, they scanned the ground beneath the Giza Plateau. What they found were 3D images revealing something gigantic buried deep underground, something larger and more complex than anything known above ground. Could the Egyptians really have built a secret city? What exactly lies hidden down there? In an official statement, Bondi described cylindrical structures, which the team identified as wells, arranged in two parallel rows surrounded by spiraling passageways. These were located beneath each of the three pyramids and seemed to serve as entry points into the underground network. But here's the jaw-dropper. The wells reportedly plunged to a depth of 648 meters, leading to two enormous cubic objects, each with edges measuring 80 meters. And the entire network spans more than 2,000 meters. Faced with these measurements, Nicolette Ciccolo, the project spokesperson, called the discovery revolutionary. And that's hardly an exaggeration. It's a revelation that could radically upend what we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. As expected, the announcement sparked a flurry of speculation. Some quickly drew comparisons between the radar images and modern nuclear reactor cores, strengthening the theory that the pyramids were once part of an energy grid. Others leaned toward a more historical mystery. The network could be part of a long-rumored Hall of Records, a mythical underground library preserving the wisdom of a pre-human civilization. Yes, you heard that right. In certain circles, it's long been believed that before our time, an advanced race lived on Earth and significantly influenced the rise of later civilizations. But before we drift too far into ancient astronaut theories, there's a more immediate and grounded question we must ask. How reliable is this discovery? This is where many experts raise their eyebrows. For one thing, the study hasn't been published in any peer-reviewed scientific journal, which is highly unusual for a finding of such magnitude. Major discoveries are typically reviewed and verified before going public. Then there's the SAR technology itself. Is it even capable of imaging structures that deep beneath the Earth's surface? According to Lawrence Conyers, a radar specialist from the University of Denver, the answer is a resounding no. SAR signals weaken the deeper they go, and at depths of 650 meters, the radar simply can't generate clear, usable data. Conyers argues that the claim of a massive underground metropolis beneath Giza is a gross exaggeration. At best, he says, smaller anomalies like caves, wells, or underground chambers may exist, but none of them would be earth-shattering enough to rewrite Egyptology. Still, from a historical standpoint, it's not entirely far-fetched to imagine something hidden beneath the Giza Plateau. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus once claimed that 10 years of the pyramid's construction were spent just digging underground passageways and chambers. And in recent times, the desert has yielded more than a few surprises. In 2017, a research team used muons, subatomic particles created when cosmic rays hit Earth's atmosphere, to discover an unknown void within the Great Pyramid of Khufu. More recently, in May 2024, reports emerged of a joint Japanese-Egyptian team detecting a large L-shaped structure beneath Giza's Western Cemetery. Ground-penetrating radar showed it measured 10 meters by 10 meters, at a depth of 2 meters, with possible extensions 5 to 10 meters deeper. Importantly, these results were published in peer-reviewed journals and recognized by the scientific community. Unlike the SAR-based claims, the L-shaped structure was verified using electrical resistance tomography, a much more precise technique. That's the key difference. The findings from 2017 and 2024 have undergone rigorous scrutiny and are generally accepted. The same can't yet be said for the Malanga and Bondi study. But let's suppose for a moment that everything they say is true, that the decision to release the data before peer review wasn't deception, just unconventional. If so, how can we confirm the existence of this underground city? According to Lawrence Conyers, there's only one reliable method: physical excavation. Only targeted digs, he says, can confirm the accuracy and significance of the discovery. But there's a catch. Any such excavation would need approval from the Egyptian government. When or if that might happen is anyone's guess. So where does that leave us? On one hand, we must remain cautious. The idea of a vast subterranean city beneath Giza may still turn out to be a misinterpretation of radar data. Without physical evidence, skepticism remains healthy and warranted. But on the other hand, the Giza Plateau has repeatedly surprised us. It has yielded mysteries no one thought existed. And maybe, just maybe, we are only now beginning to scratch the surface of a hidden underground world waiting to be revealed.